Hello. I want to talk about the how to make a build for Skills 2.0. So, first and foremost, you're gonna want some dodge. Mostly because this game doesn't have grace period, so this dodge is like a random substitute for like a reliable grace period thingy that previous Payday games, you know, you have, and this game doesn't. So this will alleviate some of the damage bullshittery that this game has. And another thing is that most maps are designed around Beast of Burden. So, build it like this. This costs 7 points, but one thing that Noli doesn't seem to understand is that the opening the tiers doesn't really care about the skill points you put in, it's just the skill amounts. So if you build it like this, it will cost 8 points. But if you build it like this costs 7 points. Apparently Noli had access to Skills 2.0 for like 2 weeks early, yet he didn't caught this little fact. So yeah, also get Scavenge erased, and rest of your points can go wherever. Do you want extra health? Here it is. Do you want smoke grenades? You can do this. Like the rest really just doesn't really matter all that much. You can just put into, whatever. Like for example, everything you will do will end up being a permutation of this. Like this is my extra health setup, which is kind of lame, but I found that the AK and Deagle just works without any skills, so. And this is my pistol setup, and remaining points go to here. This is my action hero LARPing setup. It didn't load in properly, and with a tree plate setup. See, you have ninja, you have the other, and rest of it goes to the buffing the LMG and grenades. So yeah, it's not that deep. It doesn't need to be deep. But at the same time, like, I kind of wish that instead of having to rely on dodge all the time, they actually had grace period. And yeah, most of the time you want a single plate of impact, but if you want infinite grenades, pick two resistant and one impact. Armor 2.0 still kind of sucks. Armor is just not reliable in this game, mostly because like there is no grace period. The more plates you have, the regeneration time goes like up significantly. And and because there's no armor gating for impact plates, at least the resistant and adaptive gets like does get armor gating for the last plate only. They just kind of suck. The entire thing just kind of sucks regardless. The mercenary frames 2 seconds of God mode. Now it gives 2 seconds of God mode instead of repairing trauma damage. But the game is bugged right now, so every time any of the armors break, regardless of type, plate amount, you get a 2 seconds of God mode, and it just kind of makes the game better. In my very humble opinion, mostly because like it's just a reliable, damage mitigation thing that the other Payday games also had. This game doesn't have like a reliable background damage mitigation thingy, so that 2 seconds, even though it's like a band-aid solution and it's unintended, unironically makes the game better, in my opinion. So maybe they should make it so that last plate always gives you like a 1 second of God mode, so you can like get out of line of fire without like getting melted. And yeah. So yes, the even then, like I would still prefer not having to substitute dodge for grace period, and and having to rely on bugged game mechanics, bugged game mechanics to have like reliable damage mitigation, because like if you really think about it, Payday dies at the armor gating and grace period. Payday 2 has armor gating and grace period. This game just doesn't have the grace period, and it makes the gameplay worse. Like, just fucking add it already. Also add like cop footstep sounds too, because that's also missing. And yeah, one last thing is that they actually didn't update the damage for overskill weapons, so cops now, survive direct grenades. They take like 2 melee hits, and like Argy's feels the minigun feels like a pea shooter. So use this, or sociopath is still usable. So use either of these two, and avoid the rest of them, I guess. This entire thing is just half-arsed, like kind of undercooked. I'm not gonna lie, because like even if you like ignore the bugs, and you have things like extra damage on the stealth tree, not having the clean slate in the juggernaut. Like, why, like, even if you don't have that, like, why not have the clean slate as like a baseline ability? Like, holy hell, I hate this so much. Like, there's no real reason to use the other armor types, mostly because clean slate doesn't exist anymore. And the entire thing just kind of makes some things worse, and some aspects of the game worse, and some aspects of the game better, I guess. I don't know, I am ranting about it at this point. Just wait for the actual Payday 3 video once I get around to it, I guess. So yeah, this is a small thingy for Skills 2.0, I guess. And the only reason I'm doing it is more because some public lobby players said like, when is pay 1k bills? Like, yeah, that's about it. It kind of sucks, but whatever. You get used to it.